G'day guys, welcome to Scotch Down Under. I'm Ken.
I'm Carly.
And I'm the Cue.
And today we're going to get naked.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, let's get naked.
Naked Grouse. Naked Grouse is the recent big brother of Famous Grouse. And Famous Grouse has been around since 1875.
I'll take your word for that.
Yeah, I just had to remember. 1875.
It's been around for a while, I know that much, because
Yeah.
it's something I can remember as a younger person. As a kid, seeing in bars and things. Yeah.
Well, this is one of the best-selling spirits out of Scotland since the 80s. Has been kicking ass in most amount of...
Famous Grouse.
Yes, not Naked Grouse, Famous Grouse.
Yes.
Yeah. So originally, this was actually produced after... So the guy who started the grocery store in the 1800s, he was a grocer and a wine merchant, and then he sold to his son, and then cousin took over and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, after the French wine stuff got completely destroyed around the 1850s, they went, oh great, we can't get any wine to sell, so they decided to make some whiskey, and that's where the Famous Grouse came about.
Right, there we go.
Yeah, so this has been around for a long time, pretty famous, but this came out in 2011 as a blend.
Just a straight blend.
Just a straight blend. And then in 2017, they turned it into a blended malt. So they got rid of the grain. And it's owned by Edgerton. And Edgerton owns Highland Park, Macallan, everybody knows Macallan, Glenrothes.
Out of those, I'll take a Highland Park any day for sure. I love their stuff. I've had a couple of different ones.
Yes, Glenrothes is pretty good as well.
Yeah, they do some bloody good stuff too,
Yeah, definitely not a Macallan, and then overhyped, overpriced.
Maybe a little.
Just a little bit.
Don't say that for us, Scotty.
Well, he's actually changed his tune on Macallan as well after he bought that bottle, but yes.
Yes.
Yes. So this is single malts from Macallan, Highland Park, Glenrothes, 40% ABV, and yeah, probably coloured and all that stuff. But the interesting thing about it is it's done in bourbon casks, and some sites say ex-American, some say European, so a combination of those could be, but then it's done in first fill Oloroso casks for 6 months. Now they call it naked casks because it had nothing in it before. That's why they're going with the whole naked theme. So it's naked spirit, naked cask, naked this, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's finished in 6 months Oloroso first fill cask.
The whole naked thing kind of follows through on the bottle because unlike the neck tag, or more, apart from the neck tag, I should say, there's no real label on it.
No, it is a plain ass bottle. There's the basic stuff you got to have on the back, but other than that, there's like, you look at it on the shelf and you're like, is that missing a label?
Or you boys been knocking something up out the back?
Yeah.
I mean, you do have the grouse moulded into the bottle, which is a really cool
That
touch.
is really, it's like it's, you want to say it's carved in it, but it's not. It's just a mold, but it got that kind of look like someone sit there and chiseled it.
It would take too long.
Yeah, no one's
Wouldn't
gonna
be
sitting there
viable.
doing that. But it is fancy. I do like it. It's very unique. And it does look very unique on the shelf when you see a line of these on the shelf.
Oh, look, even that nestled in amongst everything else.
Yeah.
Because there's no
label.
Label as such, you're going to go, what the hell's that?
Yep. I should point, for this,
It's a decent cork.
it's a cork.
It's a good sized cork.
I mean, you wouldn't expect a cork.
And there's nothing on the top of it. Like the normal
It's just a
straight.
plain-
straight.
Strain.
Strain, plain. How much you
It's
let it
just-
drink?
A straight wooden stopper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with a
basically,
bit of
yeah.
I was expecting just a standard screw top, but they haven't mucked around and they've actually given us a cork.
We're appreciative of that.
Yeah. I can smell that already.
So can I, and that is...
That smells really rich.
Starting to waft up, yes.
Yeah, it is.
That would go nice into a fruitcake.
Yeah, or on ice cream. We haven't even nosed it yet.
I was just going to say, I'm going to reserve my opinion on that for a minute here.
Oh,
That is definitely done in Oloroso.
definitely smell.
There's some classic sherry notes there.
Yeah.
Yeah, raisins.
Yep, very raisiny.
Oh, definitely smell dried fruit.
So typical dried fruits.
Yeah.
A little bit of citrus.
So I'm not getting very much citrus. It's only just, but...
You're more like dried, but going back to your fruitcake.
Yeah.
When you put the dried.
Like, yeah, dried mixed peel.
Yeah,
in,
that kind
yeah.
of stuff.
Mixed peel raisins.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe a date or two or something.
Raisin, currants. It even smells like, sounds really silly, a hint of brandy.
Well, brandy is a fortified wine, so.
It's interesting.
It is.
There's even a sweet smell to it.
Yeah, I was going to say there's like a.
Honey
Oh, I was going to go a bit deeper than that, like a real rich toffee.
or maple syrup.
Yeah, molasses, like a molasses.
Well, not quite molasses.
No.
Like a
Quite that
molasses.
sweet. Treacle.
The golden treacle, yeah,
Golden
yeah,
Golden syrup.
Golden syrup, that's the one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's definitely fruit cake in a bottle.
With golden syrup drizzles on it.
Well, you put golden syrup in your fruit cake to help it bind together.
True. So it's fruitcake.
I'm starting to think maybe stone fruit rather than citrus. Like maybe, I don't know whether it would be peach or apricot, but more like the actual
Yeah.
seed or stone.
Oh, yeah.
You know, dry.
Yeah. Cheers.
It's the best part of the show.
Yep.
It's really soft on the end.
It's very pleasant, isn't it?
Smooth.
That's not bad.
There's a subtle hint of wood. But not sandalwood, something else.
There's a little right at the end, little pepper, little oak.
Definitely that sort of toffee, treacly richness in the sweet,
Yeah.
but flavour, not sweetness itself.
Yeah.
It's a sweet flavour, but not
Overpowering.
super sweet.
Yeah, it's not your sugar sweet.
It's the flavour of it without the sweetness.
Yeah. So it's golden syrup. But not sickly sweet, yeah. A little bit oak on the nose now.
I want to say like roasted coffee beans, but again, more the feel than the flavour.
So
As
the
such.
sensation of roasted beans.
Yeah.
Can you get that? I wouldn't know because I don't drink
I don't know.
coffee, so I wouldn't have a clue.
Well, I just let it sit in my mouth.
But again,
just-
that's sort of tying in with what I was saying earlier about the stone rather than the flesh
Yeah.
Yep.
of the stone fruit. One of those weird things.
Like your freshly ground espresso coffee. Straight up.
But yeah, that kind of mouthfeel,
Yeah.
but without the
Like
coffee
the grainy-
flavour as such. Yeah, there's something almost grainy.
Like the grainy taste.
Actually, yeah. Then just smacking my palate, then yeah, there's a bit of. Yeah, I wouldn't say grain, but something to chewy. I go back to that chewing on the end of a barrel stave, but it's kind of like that.
Almost that same sort of mouthfeel that you get chewing on a pencil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
but
and the end
oak.
of it, lead pencil.
Yeah, but oak. Yeah, that's it. It's got a bit more. It's got a bit of Dunnage Warehouse must coming through.
Yeah, like I shouldn't say it, but more wet socks.
No, that's
smell.
valid. Completely valid. That is completely
It
valid.
does. It smells more like wet socks.
Yep. The wet sock, wet dog thing.
Yeah, it's come through since I've had since the water's been
And
added.
that sweetness on the nose has dropped off. With
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
it's really dropped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more earthy, wet sock.
Even the taste-wise, it's changed it.
I'm getting more of that toffee on the front of the tongue. Or on the tip of the tongue straight away. Just get that. Just a few seconds. But just that beautiful, almost smooth toffee sweetness.
It's like you've eaten a toffee and there's the last little bit left and it's just on the end of your tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
a chocolate eclair or something. Not
And then it-
like the
Yeah, the bit in the middle.
Pascal's
Yeah.
eclairs, one of them.
And then it sort of peters out into that sort of wooden, not quite powdery, but yeah, that
Yeah.
weird mouthfeel.
The
that
pen-
we
the
try
pencil.
to describe, but
Yep.
not unpleasantly.
No, not. It's
not
quite
unpleasant.
nice. Yeah, it hangs around. It's kind of almost drying.
I'm kind of disappointed that it was on the nose in particular. I mean, it's still there, but you've lost that punch from the sherry.
Yeah, that's really dried off.
It's just it's dissipated
Yeah.
and left it smelling like a pair of wet socks.
I wouldn't say wet. I'd say damp.
What did you say? It was a straight 40?
40%. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's not really one for diving into.
No.
There's not a lot of complexity in depth. You're not really going to do much with it by adding water.
I mean, this is in the same realm as Monkey Shoulder and the Green Label.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think there's, with that small amount of time on the sherry, you know, it gives it a bit more richness than a Monkey Shoulder, for sure.
Yes.
Monkey
And,
Shoulder's
and,
a
and a
lighter
Green
and
Label.
fresher.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I don't know about the green. I'd be curious.
Well, the
to
grains
do
are
a-
different. It's not rich, dark sherry note like the fruit. It's more bright and earthy with
And,
you know.
and
with
you've got that
Talisker
beautiful
and-
soft peat through there as well.
Yeah, it's got
from
that
the
earthy
Kahlua.
Talisker. Yep.
See, I haven't tried the Green Label yet.
Glad you said yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think you might like it.
Yes.
You don't like peat, but I think you might actually
See,
like
the
that.
Monkey Shoulder I've tried.
But you like the Talisker, so I think you actually
Yes,
like.
I like Talisker. That's
I want to go
nice.
back for a bit more of that. Oops, anyone else want some?
You got carried away. You got carried away to start with.
That definitely poured out quite easily, that one.
Jeez.
I don't know.
But I wanted to explore that sherry again. Yeah, that's better. I like that sherry nose.
Yeah, I can smell the dried fruit. So your Christmas cake, just not made, but sitting in a bowl.
It reminds me of golden syrup on pancakes. It really does.
Yeah. But like when your
Yeah.
It's a
Letting
different
your
thing, isn't it? It's a different beast.
fruit sit for your Christmas cake, when you've poured the sherry in and it's just sitting there maturing. That's what it smells like. And if I went upstairs and popped one of my bowls and had a big whiff of that, it'd smell like this.
Well, there you go. And you don't like fruitcake.
No, I do not eat fruitcake, but the smell of it is nice, but I don't eat it.
I like the smell and I get to eat it all.
Yes.
What would you pay for this fruitcake in a glass? Have a guess.
Well, I wouldn't call it fruitcake in a glass.
No, but she's calling it fruitcake, so
Um,
sherry influenced blended malt.
120?
120. Well, if you drop that in half, that's
No!
yeah,
Hey! Radio!
yeah, it's not an expensive one. It's 60
So
bucks.
it's a nice little cheapie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not aimed high end. I mean, this is coming from Famous Grouse, but this is their big brother.
Yeah.
And because it is a blended malt and it is sherry, that's why it's a little bit more expensive than your standard blend.
Yeah, because I think the normal, the Famous Grouse is about sort of 45, 48 around there somewhere, isn't it?
I think it might even be a little bit cheaper, like 38 around. I know it's around the 40-ish.
It's not a pricey blend by any means.
No. And I have had that. I had that just recently, but it's got this weird note that I'm not much of a fan of. No, I definitely prefer this over that. But yeah, if you wanted to get the Famous Grouse for blending and stuff like that, that's fine. But this, I'm quite happy to drink this by itself. I don't mind it. For $60. I mean, how much is Monkey Shoulder? That's
About the same.
about the same, yeah. And then Green Label's a little bit higher.
Yeah, the Green Label's closer to 90, depending on where you shop.
Yeah. Yep.
The most obvious statement in that is that the Green Label has a lot more depth and complexity in it than this does.
Having that Isla influence. And still, for a cheap sherry, this
Well,
is
that's it.
This is not bad.
There's not a lot of sherry cask whiskies around that.
No,
price.
I was looking at the Glen Murray sherry
Yeah.
cask. I've heard good things about that. That's about the only one I can really think of around this.
And that's about $5 less, $5-6 less.
Yes. Yep.
I like this though.
Yeah, I don't mind this.
I like it.
What are you going to give it?
Well, again, I've been starting to go a little more conservative with them and things like that, but I don't know. I think it's maybe a solid 8.
Solid 8. What do you think?
7.5.
7.5? Not a big fan?
No, not really. It's nice, but I wouldn't rank it higher than some that I have ranked high.
Fair enough.
Yeah, like if it was more expensive, if it was up around the $100 mark, then you'd probably go 7.5. But you know, taking that value into account, solid 8. Not offensive, interesting nose, pleasant mouthfeel.
Yeah, there's nothing bad. There's no obtrusive flavours or anything like that. Doesn't handle water too well, but you wouldn't expect that at 40%.
No, there's not a lot around that 40% that really... There's a couple that sort of open up a bit more with some water and stuff, but there's nothing...
But yeah, it's got a really nice rich mouthfeel, which I wouldn't expect. I like the nose, being sherry. Yeah, just under 8, I reckon. 7.8, 7.8 I'd give this.
There you go.
Yeah.
Easy.
I'm glad I've tried it now, because I hear people talking about it. It's like $60, a blended malt, sherry.
Well, that's it.
It does say on there about the naked thing. I do like that story. The bottle is awesome with no label and that.
Rich, fruity, soft spice finish.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah, we said all that. Yep, fruit cake with a bit of maple syrup drizzled over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that nice little bit of sherry influence there.
Yeah.
All in all,
Yeah,
I'd buy it.
it's a good little quaffer.
Yeah, if you're shopping on a budget, then yeah, it's definitely one worth looking at slotting into the collection for an appropriate evening where you want something that's got a little bit of richness.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Famous Grouse drinker or you drink Teachers or Bells or Grants or anything like that, just jump out of your comfort zone and have a go at this one, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah, look, not spending a lot to see what a sherry influence can do.
Yep.
Even though it's not a big punchy one, it's got some nice subtleties to it. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about water or anything.
No. Just try it as it is.
Unless that's your preference.
Yeah, if you like it over if it rocks or whatever, yeah, go for it. Give it a go. But yeah, it's a nice little step up from a blend to a blended malt. Yep. Without breaking the bank. There you go. So, anyone else for any more?
I've still got some left.
I'm good.
Well, I'm going to finish this off.
Okay then.
Until next time.
Have
Have a good one.